Top 5 crimes that shook South Africa. South Africa, situated in the southest part of Africa, home to over 50 million souls. Today, we will be uncovering the top 5 crimes that shook South Africa and the world. If you are new to this channel, please like, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell so that you are notified whenever I drop a video. Enyobeni tavern tragedy. On the 26th of June 2022, 21 young people died in the infamous tavern Enyobeni in East London in the Eastern Cape. 9 girls and 12 boys aged between 13 and 17 died. Now you must be wondering to yourself, what the hell are 13 and 17-year-olds doing in a tavern in the middle of the night? Well, my honest opinion is social media and bad parenting, because these kids see the people that they idolize on these social media platforms listening to the latest amapiano songs in the club and having the time of their lives. So the kids see that and want that for themselves. And bad parenting, because most of these kids' houses are filled with people who drink a lot and they have been desensitized to alcohols from a very young age. And when I say bad parenting, I don't only mean the parents of the child, I also mean the community, because in the African culture it takes a community to raise a child. So if the community is filled with people who are alcoholics, the children become desensitized and they glamorize that sort of behavior. But there was also neglectfulness from the parents, because as I was doing my research, I found that one of the parents who lost a child in the tragedy said that they were used to their child going out at night to go drinking, and they had to open up the door for her in the middle of the night so that her drunk self can get in. The child was only 14 years old. The cause of death hasn't been fully confirmed, but it was alleged on the day that the story broke that the people who died suffocated to death from a toxic gas. Now we don't know if it was the owner or a person from outside or one of the kids who actually emitted the gas. 100 million rand heist in OR Tambo International. Now this one feels like it's straight out of a movie. In 2006, 100 million rand was stolen in the OR Tambo International Airport by 6 men in 25 minutes. And don't check your speaker to see if you heard something wrong. You heard that right. 6 men stole 100 million rands in 25 minutes. The money was flown in from England in a South African Airways plane. They stormed in the plane holding AK-47 rifles and held up guards and police and started to unload the bags of money from the plane. No shots were fired, nobody was injured, just a squeaky clean job. Police confirmed that the men actually planned this since the year before, and they had people from inside the airport who are helping them, which explains the quickness and the cleanliness of the job. Within minutes they had the money and they were gone from the airport, but they were arrested only a few hours later. The police arrested 2 foreign nationals, 3 senior managers of the airport, and those arrests uncovered an underground criminal syndicate which was operating in the airport, which included high-ranking police officials, the Department of Home Affairs, the airport's cleaning staff, package handlers, and airline staff. Everyone, bro, everyone. Mdlalose tavern shooting. Another tavern story. This goes to prove that nothing good comes from booze. In July 2022, 16 people were brutally shot and killed at Mdlalose tavern in Soweto, the biggest township in South Africa. Allegedly, a group of men carrying AK-47s entered the place and literally shot it up. 130 AK-47 cartridges were collected from the scene. Blood stains everywhere. Empty and broken beer bottles were scattered scattered everywhere when the police arrived. The steel door at the entrance of the tavern was riddled with bullet holes. 5 men were arrested, and the craziest part is one of the men accused is a Hawks branch commander. If you don't know what Hawks is, it is basically the South African FBI, which is crazy if you think about it. The Hawks commander suspect claimed that the victims were just at the wrong place at the wrong time, and the shooting was because of 2 Basotho rival burial societies. Forgive me if I pronounce these names wrong. Terine Eyakosi Chakela and Terine Eyakosi Mokata. Gruesome killing in Clava. The body of 13-year-old Enyobeni van Wyk was found in this drain on the property of the 56-year-old suspect. The body was found dismembered and stuffed inside of this sewage pipe. It is reported that the boy disappeared 2 days prior after being accused that he had stolen food from the suspect's house. It is alleged that the suspect pursued the boy and hit him with his car, which then killed 13-year-old Enyobeni van Wyk. The 59-year-old suspect was arrested, and the lawyer confirmed that he did confess to doing the crime, but we haven't been able to confirm if that was made official. Kandi, how evil are people out there to kill a 13-year-old boy, dismember his body, and stuff him in a drain just because he stole food, something that can be replaced, but his life can't. This is some crazy, evil, wild stuff. Rosemary Ndlovu. If you thought the last story was crazy, then this one is definitely gonna blow you off your chair. Rosemary Ndlovu, who was a police officer when she committed the crimes she committed. She also had a gambling problem, which I think was the major driving thing that drove her to her crimes. She had the idea to start claiming money from life insurance policies, so you know what had to happen. She had to open life insurance policies, and people needed to die for her plan to work. Her first victim was her cousin, her mother's sister's child, Mdlalose Homo. Rosemary explained to Mdlalose's mother, her aunt, that she is worried about Mdlalose's lifestyle of always going out at night could potentially bring him harm. She recommended that Mdlalose should be put in a burial society, and obviously the aunt agreed because this is a police officer advising her, someone she really respected. She told Rosemary that she cannot afford getting the life insurance, and Rosemary told her to not worry, she will take care of it. All the aunt had to do was to give Rosemary Mdlalose's credentials. After that, Rosemary went straight to an insurance company, but instead of putting Mdlalose's mother as the sole beneficiary, she put herself and told the company that Mdlalose and herself were married. After a year of paying the life insurance policy, Mdlalose went missing after returning home from work. It took a few days for the family to realize he's missing because he was not staying with them. He was found dead in a field in Bushbuck Ridge with a head injury. Nothing was really done in investigating the case, and Rosemary walked free, claiming 131,000 and only sent a 200 Rand note to Mdlalose's family. This is supposed to be the end. This is supposed to be where the story ends. But we haven't even reached the half of it. Because a year later, after the death of Mdlalose, she had spent and gambled all the money away. So she had to make money again, the only way she knew how. She used the same tactic on her older sister, her own flesh and blood, Audrey Ndlovu. She killed her by poisoning her tea when she went to visit her. She then took her phone to call the company with her life insurance policy, and I kid you not, she pretended to be Audrey and said, if anything happens to me, please pay out to my sister Rosemary Ndlovu. Rosemary walked free again and claimed 717,000 rands, the biggest payout yet. And again, a few years later, the money was finished. After giving birth in 2015, she made the choice that her partner and father of her newborn child was next in line. time. She made her first attempt while she was still in hospital, sending a hitman to go shoot him while he was bringing nappies to the hospital. When he got out of his house, he saw a man with a pistol pointed at him. Luckily, the gun jammed, and just like that, he escaped the situation. I'm sure she couldn't believe it when she saw him walk in with the nappies. She tried again by trying to burn him with the house using petrol, and again my boy escaped. But sadly, after a month, he was found in an open field dead with over 80 wounds on his body. But it was clear that it was not a robbery because he still had his wallet with everything inside. So, and again, she walked free with 416,000 rands. She again finished the money within a year because she was extra generous with money when she was up. She again used the same tactic on her boyfriend's niece and walked away with 120,000 rands. The next victim was her boyfriend's nephew, William Mashab, who disappeared after they met up. But to her surprise, the insurance company refused to process her claim because she could not prove that she was indeed William Mashaba's wife. She again killed her older sister's child, Brilliant Mashego, after he found out that Rosemary got money from his mother's death. When she went to claim money from the insurance company because she signed him up as her own child, she was rejected again because she could not prove that she was indeed his mother. Rosemary was frustrated and angry because she needed the money. Again, this story should have been over, but this woman is not letting up. She then hired a hitman to kill her own mother, but the hitman saw how frail and vulnerable the elderly woman was and just could not do it. She then hired another hitman to kill her sister and her children. The youngest was 5 months old. The hitman couldn't do it, so he went straight to the police station, and the police needed hard, concrete proof that she indeed tried to kill them. The hitman brought an undercover cop disguised as an accomplice. They hid cameras and microphones in the hitman's car. When they went to meet Rosemary, they recorded her talking and going through her plan. She was then arrested after buying petrol to kill the victims. Her mother could not believe that her daughter was capable of such, and she supported her and testified in her favor during the trial. 1.4 million rands and 6 bodies later, Rosemary was charged with 6 life sentences and 10 years for fraud, which is 160 years behind bars.
My ex-boyfriend here, which is Tambo so she's a but I'm not done. My case is bullshit. I won't lie upon you. So now it's back. That's like the
yeah, so legal.
No mess. So true. So the what lives? I die.
Labantwana labakhe laba nabo imali izobhadala for bona noma
ngeke badale abantwana izobhadala so ngeke basale ngoba nabo bakhona and baba ngasala uyaza amawitness so ngithi mayisha show
yonke into engaphakathi
ngeke bayazi ukuthi ikhandlele she's my boyfriend exploding endlini or bekashisa into zakhe sasinyangeni zala ita